All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rechah HaKodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who does lead and rule well. Shalom to all you hopeful elect Akim pushing out this word in sincerity and in truth at the four corners of the earth. And sincere shalom also to all you Akim and Akwaf listening and learning, preparing yourselves here in these last days. All right, salutations to all of you and to the entire household of faith. All right, this is your brother Quad from the DC camp. Come back at you with another lesson, and I'm entitled this one "Blatant Hypocrisy." All right, and they don't care about us, man. They don't care about us Israelites, man, and they every chance that they get, they make an example out of it, man. You know, they show us. You know, if you're paying attention, you know, they show you the difference of how they feel about their own and how they feel about us. Okay, but you know, that just shows that we are the people, man, that the scriptures talk about. But just check this out, man. This is a tweet that came out yesterday. Thursday, October the 12th. It says, I don't know if they call it tweets anymore. But anyways, it says, beginning tonight in Kansas City on the NFL Thursday night game, which, you know, that's a primetime game. All right. You know, that's how they program the people. But it says, Kansas City, NFL teams across the league will hold a moment of silence before each game this weekend following last week's terrorist attack in Israel. Now, we all know what's going on over there, man. You know, we see what's going on over there. Matter of fact, it was something that I was. I think I just pulled it up. Whatever. Let me just go back to it, cause look what Jake said. You know, and let me try to find it in here. I seen it earlier. Here we go. Give me 1 second. All right. But let me go back, though. It says, but when Colin Kaepernick did it for black people against police brutality, it was a problem. I laughed my ass off, and they probably won't let us see it, but, you know, it was a lot of quotes and likes, you know, mainly from Jake's, man, because they starting to see the hypocrisy, you know? But it just goes to show you, man, that there is a difference between, like, this philosophy that they put out here that everybody's treated equal and created equal. That's just a facade, man, and that's what they tell us, you know. But they don't care about us, man, you know. And this is one of it. Matter of fact, this always makes me think, and I pulled it up. This song right here, from Tupac. It says, "They don't give up about us." Right? Now, I like going to Rap Genius because it kind of breaks down some lyrics. I mean, they go off just like anything, you know, but just like how you got commentators, you know, in the Blue Letter Bible, this kind of does that. So when I click just the hook, you know, where'd it go? All right, let me move this. Right, it says, what the hell? Satan. All right, it says, the song's central thesis echoed throughout the entire track. It is a summation of the contemptuous attitude held towards African Americans. All right, we know that's Jake. All right, the Israelites. You know, by the police, specifically the Southern Kingdom. By the police and the government, who all too often mistreated and made public examples of them despite struggling efforts to integrate change. The sentiment, and that's why they got this whole Black Lives Matter thing, but they hijacked that. They are controlling the narrative, man. The one thing that they can't control, the narrative they can't control, is this truth, man. You know? And this is why it's a beautiful thing that, you know, the Lord sent his prophets, man, to tell you who you are. You know, he said, search for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay? It says, this sentiment of the, because look, despite, all these efforts, all these marches, Jake pleading with these people for help, or to stop just murdering us, leave us alone even, it's ignored. It's you're lucky to even be here. You shouldn't even, be complaining. It says, this sentiment of the black community versus the man, which Jake calls the man, is especially common to 90s rap culture, e.g. NWA's F the Police. It stems from a centuries-old history of rising above abuse and fighting for equality in American society. And then they shows Michael Jackson's song as well. Similar themes. Okay? And you don't really have music like that today. Your leaders they all standing with them. But anytime you talk about yourself, right? Because you had LeBron James come out with a statement. In support of it, of them. But when he tried to come up with a statement for Jake, they told him to shut up and dribble, man. Look. LeBron James spoke about what he even need to talk about it for, LeBron James on the war in Israel, murder and let's see, because it was a picture. I just want to get that instead of them trying to give their opinions. God damn, maybe I can. This is it. Right. It says the devastation in Israel is tragic and unacceptable. The murder and violence against innocent people by Hamas is terrorism. The Hillspring Company family sends our deepest condolences to Israel and the Jewish community. We pray for peace in the religion and reiterate our continued commitment to fight hate in all its forms. We all must work to ensure this tragedy does not spread even more hate, racism, and anti-Semitism. Which, that word, right? But it's crazy, and I'm gonna get something else that I've seen. But it's crazy. Let's get it, because they commend him for that. I'm just showing the hypocrisy. Because they was mad about him speaking up about, Jake. Let me try to find it. It was when they was criticizing. This one they was criticizing Trump. In their words. But yeah, they was trying to speak up for Jake. Long story short, but let me find this. Just the complete hypocrisy, in this people. If I can find it. I'm not gonna spend too much time looking for it though. It's already taking too long. You had Amari Stoudemire. You seen him, his little rant. Yeah, here we go. See if it works. Just the difference in deaths. I'm not even going to read it out, but it says the human cost of Israeli-Palestinian conflict, deaths and injuries documented by the UN. Just look at the deaths through the years. And it's like that with Jake, man. With everything that Jake went through. Matter of fact, let me get the scripture real quick. This is Jeremiah 15, verse 5. It says, for who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest? Right? Because this is not happening for us. Let's go back here. Nobody asking how we doing, man. You know, when we are in what they call concentrated poverty. Let's go. Look at this. This is the wealth, black wealth in the U.S., right? It says in the United States, the average black and Hispanic or Latino, you see how they always group us together because they know, households earn about half as much as the average white household and own only about 15 to 20% as much net wealth. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know how much less that is, man? You know? But check this out. Jewish wealth in the United States. According to the study, the median net worth of people believing in Judaism is calculated at $150,890 US dollars, while the median net worth of conservative Protestants, including Baptists, Seventh-day Adventists, Christian Scientists, was $26,200. The overall median, and so look at this. The average income of them. It says, as a whole, U.S. Jews are a relatively high income group, with roughly half saying their annual household income is at least $100,000. That's half income, at least $100,000, much higher than the percentage of all U.S. households at that level. But Jake's is way smaller. As we just read, man. You know, go into how many died in the Holocaust. They said, you know, we all had to learn about that in school. Meanwhile, they taking out slavery in schools now. But it says there were 11 million victims. 6 million was Jewish. 5 million were non-Jewish. Right? But look at just showing the contrast. Look at the slave trade. For over 400 years. Look how long that was. More than 15 million men, and it's more than that. Women and children were the victims of tragic transatlantic slave trades, one of the darkest chapters in human history. You know? It said one of the darkest chapters in human history. Let's see. They can't even give a number on it. $60 million. Let's just take that number, 6 versus 60 million. You see? But no aid is given, you know? That, in fact, what is it? Yeah, look what they say, man. Psst. Hold up. Look at this. It says in fiscal year 2023, Congress appropriated $3.8 billion for Israel, as well as $98.58 million for other cooperative defense and non-defense efforts, according to the CRS report. In 2022, the U.S. spent a total of $4.8 billion on military, economic, and missile defense aid for Israel. So you see that? You know? But what did we receive? They over here, they come on, man. They said reparations will be 10 to 12 trillion, but there's arguments and hold up on it. You know? Because they're never going to give it to you, man. You're never going to get your 40 acres and a mule. All right, because when it says, what we read, Jeremiah 15:5, you know, let's get it. I'm going to get it in here so you can get it. Jeremiah. Jeremiah 15:5. I wanted to get a comparison. It says, for who will, this is the NIV, who will have pity on you, Jerusalem? Who will mourn for you? Who will stop to ask how you are? You know? And so Jeremiah pretty much expressing, you know, he's lamenting, man, of the despair that's going on amongst Jerusalem, which is, in this time, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, it's the same thing. You know, asking who going to show sympathy, compassion, man, or concern for the state that we are in. Nobody. You know, none of these other nations is speaking up, man. You know, really trying to make an effort and do something. You know, when we ain't going through hardships, man. You know, so we was the ones that's been abandoned. And that's why the Lord is going to have to save us. That's not what happened with these people. You know. Oh, because it was something else. Right. Our population. Because look at this. Look at this chart. Which was it's an actual statistic. I will have to get it, but I took this from something. Shit in that way. It says how is it American? Look at the little number of them in the military, but the population of America 2%, right? But how many billionaires, and that's on the Supreme Court compared to their population, right? You know, but where is our population? Oh snap! 47.2 million. You know. But this is what happens from them. Look at this. Biden steps up security for Jewish communities in the U.S. after attacks on Israel. But when we say about, you know, we complain about anything, it's a problem, man. You know? So they over here stepping up police presence. Law enforcement steps up patrols of Jewish houses of worship, businesses, as calls for attacks in U.S. intensify online. Now, we actually getting people walking into our churches, and not our churches, but so-called blacks, the Christian churches, and shooting them up, man. You know, let me read this. I'll get it in here. This is, like I said, this is called blatant hypocrisy, and they don't care about us, man. Look at it. It says the sorrows of Zion. I'm going to jump down, though. All right, this is Lamentations 1 verse 12. It says, is it nothing to you, all ye that pass by? Behold, and see if there be any sorrow like unto my sorrow, which is done unto me, wherewith Yahweh have afflicted me in the day of his fierce anger. Because ultimately, this is coming from the Lord, man. This is a part of our message in the gospel of why you in the situation that you in. I'm talking to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You know, you're in the condition you in because you moved the Lord to wrath. You know, and he put us in the hands of a people that pitied us not, that loved us not. All right. It says the yoke of my verse 13. From above have he sent fire into my bones, and it prevaileth against them. He hath spread a net for my feet. He hath turned me back. He hath made me desolate and faint all the day. The yoke of my transgressions is bound by his hand. They are wreathed and come upon my neck. He hath made my strength to fall. The Lord hath delivered me into their hands, for whom I am not able to rise up. So there's nothing you can do, Jake. You know, everybody talk about black economics and this and that. The only person that can lift this curse off of us is the one who casted it. You know, and he's giving you the opportunity. But you don't want to listen, man. This is why the scripture says you destroy for a lack of knowledge. It says, verse 15. Yes. The Lord have trodden underfoot all my mighty men in the midst of me. He hath called an assembly against me to crush my young men. The Lord hath trodden the virgin, the daughter of Judah, as in the winepress. For these things I weep. Mine eye runneth down with water, because the comforter that should relieve my soul is far from me. My children are desolate, because my enemy prevails. So you got to understand that the enemy is prevailing. All right, you can see them, our direct counterparts, if you understood. It's prevailing while we are at the very, very bottom. You see? And I showed that one graphic about the population, because if you really understood what was going on over there, you know, and ultimately we don't care, because that's ultimately belongs to us, man. And it was taken from us first. You know? But the Lord is going to put us back there when he in His time, man. But ultimately, hey, man, that's the mourning for the nation of Israel, and we got to see this. This is why the scriptures say, hey, how can you not be mad ultimately? How can you, what is it? Man, not the spiritual man is mad. It just left me. Hold up. Oh man, it escaped me, man. Hold up. I just had it. Can't even find it right now. Lord, well, if I remember, I'll put it in the comments. But yeah, man, the amount of sufferings that our people have had to go through is unparalleled, man. And it's met with unparalleled indifference. Let's look up that word, indifference. This is what I wrote down. Indifference means the lack of interest, concern, or sympathy. Mediocrity. They give us the bare minimum, man. But for when they are in need, right at your command, it's just showing you that there is a difference, man. And no amount of compassion is shared. But they look at our misery. They just look upon it, man. They look with no concern, man. They got hearts of stone when it comes to Jake, man. You see? Let me see. Like I said, unparalleled, right? This is Daniel. This is Daniel 9, verse 12. It says, "Yeah, all Israel has transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us." Like I said, this is a curse. Them even being put above us like this, and you seeing they receiving the blessings. Like the scriptures say that them who bless us shall be blessed, and them who curse us shall be cursed. But as it seems in this world, it's the other way around, because we are the tail, and they've become the head. It says it's poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him. Verse 12, "And he hath confirmed his words which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem." All right. And but when you compare it to these people, it would seem like what happened to them is the worst thing in the world. But what happened to us is one of the darker points in their history that they're going to be ashamed of, man. But they sweep it under the rug. And when they look at the condition that we in, they continue to sweep it under the rug, man. And this is why the Lord is going to do something to them. Get one more. Lamentations. See two. Yeah, it's talking about we was likening it to gold. But I wanted to get this. It's Lamentations 4 verse 6. It says, "For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, that was overthrown as in a moment, and no hand stayed on her." Yeah, because what do you mean by no hand stayed on her? Like for us, these devils, their hand is constantly upon us, man. We constantly, and it's a drawn out time. Like I said, it's been over 400 years, man. And even before that, when it comes to the northern kingdom, you see, their hands has constantly been upon us. It has never stopped. But for Sodom, it was over in a moment. Their judgment going to be over, or Babylon. But then the rest of them, they're going to be in slavery for 1,000. They're going to get it double, but then they're going to be eradicated, man. If it was up to these people, we'd be at the bottom forever and ever and ever until we was gone. But it's of the Lord's mercies that we not consumed. You know? That's all I wanted to get on that part. All right. You even seen it. Biden, they always say, well, when the government was about to shut down, that it's going to be especially hard for blacks, man. You know, but then again, you got all this money to give. You know? They got all that money to give. But look at Jake. This whole time. Look at this. It's called, I want you to look this up real quick. Areas of concentrated poverty are defined as census tracts where the overall poverty rate checks in at 30% or more. You know, nationwide, 12% of all kids, more than 8.5 million total children live in concentrated poverty. You know, now the effects of concentrated poverty. You know, I can't get into all that. You know. But Lord's will, you know, look that up, you know, and only because I got to get ready to go, you know, but I may do a follow-up, you know, in the wake of the Great Recession, how it understands concentrated poverty. Let me see. You got to say, speak their language. People of color are more likely to live in neighborhoods with concentrated poverty due to the long history of racial segregation in the United States. So that's a part of that hand being stayed upon us. The segregation was forged through historical practices such as expropriation of land from indigenous people, racially exclusive housing covenants, and redlining. So it was all about the design, man. You know? And we always group together, man. So, I mean, if you can't tell this stuff, you know, that means your eyes is closed. The gospel be hidden. It is hidden to them that are lost, man. Okay? But yeah. The scriptures say, man, you only have he known out of all of the families of the earth. Therefore, he's punishing us for our iniquities. And he put the bases of men above us. You know, it's a great punishment, man. You know? But hey, you know, we're going to keep pushing this work, you know, and ultimately what the Lord is doing over there is forwarding him pleading for our cause. All right. So with that, Lord willing, that was edifying. To the next lesson, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, B'Kakodash. I want to say shalom.